Thank you for clicking in this video, but please do not forget to smash the like button and subscribe to FC Wonderkid. It's such a huge help. Chelsea have reportedly are going to get 100% Pochettino. Pochettino to Chelsea is confirmed by Fabrizio Romano. And what it would be unbelievable if Harry Kane would go to Chelsea with Pochettino. That would be mad scenes because Chelsea desperately need a striker, in my opinion. And why am I saying this about loans with Chelsea? Because Chelsea are going to go through a full rebuild with Pochettino. Players being sold and loans too. In my opinion, Chelsea with Pochettino should loan Lewis Hall, Omari Hutchinson. They should Carney Chukwuemeka. They should loan not Levi Colville, Gaga Slonina. Gaga Slonina should go on loan. Omari Hutchinson, Carney Chukwuemeka, Lewis Hall to improve. If they're not going to play first team, Datri Fofana, that's an excellent shout too. They all have to improve playing first team football like Amad Diallo did at a Sunderland. That's what needs to happen. And Chukwuemeka showed levels at Aston Villa. Imagine Chukwuemeka with Jacob Ramsey right now.
Oh, I think about it not nightly, but at least weekly. Okay, because he was on that trajectory. Chukwuemeka really was, and I hope he gets back there. But yeah, you're saying all this great stuff, right? Okay, but I agree, right? Mm-hmm. They had previously to Tuchel, to anyone, right? They've always had a very robust Chelsea loan army. It's only going to get bigger. Why? Because they signed way too many people, and now you're mentioning yet another rebuild that they're going to have to undergo after they've already brought 30 plus people into their roster. Now, Pochettino. Okay, has not necessarily been a relevant coach since that. Okay, I get it. He made the Champions League final. That was pretty awesome, but they weren't exactly dominant, right? But the last time that he took a team and made them look freaking amazing, it was, I believe, that 87-point second place Spurs season that in many of the other Premier League seasons, Spurs would have won that year. Right, they would have won that year, but not in that season. That was the last time that I remember him being, that was the tippy top, in my opinion. Pochettino has also made Richie Lambert be relevant and be an English international for Southampton. So we all know where he came from.
Ricky Lambert,
but it's been 3+ years, maybe even 5+ years since Pochettino was who everybody is walking around saying Pochettino is. Okay, is that too harsh for me to say? Because he's going to have to change as a manager. He is going to have to change. He's definitely going to have to change tactically, and I wonder what's going to happen because it seems tactically he has been passed by since his time at PSG, since he left Spurs. What was that, 3 years? Not even 3 years ago he left Spurs.
3-4, yeah. Mourinho's in the meantime been to Spurs, Spirit Sant. Spurs, ever since Pochettino left, they haven't gotten a grip. And they tried Conte, but they didn't trust the man. They gotta trust the next manager, whoever it is. That's the man that makes the transfer decisions for the club. But you're mentioning Poch too, and I mentioned with loans, but transfers too. It's going to be a big transfer window for Chelsea because Ziyech will leave, Pulisic will leave, Aubameyang will leave, Mason Mount will leave, Lukaku might leave, Kante, Kovacic. Like, the amounts of players that are going to leave this club, a lot will change. And Pochettino needs a clean slate. That's what needs to happen. But I'm very curious who they're going to sign. Like, they need a striker. They need a midfielder to be next to Enzo, 100% new midfielder, and another center back. Those are the musts.
I get all those needs, right? But, like, the craziest part of that is you just mentioned 6 or 7 players. And that doesn't even clear the surface. That doesn't even clear the board of necessary, I guess, dead wood, you can call it, according to Lampard, according to whoever, But Pulisic hasn't played in a long time, right? Which isn't doing his stock any hurt. It's also not doing it any good. But at the same time, like, unloading, it's one thing to say on paper we need to unload. It's another for actually finding a market for each and every one of these
I
players.
think they will.
Unless they're fire sailing, which I don't think is a Todd Bowley attribute. I don't think he's going to fire sail and just ship Pulisic off for 20 million. Right? They spent 70 million on Christian Pulisic.
I think that will happen. I think he's going to accept it. And in my opinion, though, I think
you think Bowley's going to accept 20 million?
I could see Chelsea, these players leaving Chelsea this summer. I could see, as I said, loans. Lewis Hall, Carne Chukwuemeka, Datri Fofana, Gaga Slonina, all on loan. And Omari Hutchinson. And then I could see selling Alamat Odoi, selling Ziyech, selling maybe Lukaku, on a free Kante, Mason Mount. I could see definitely all these players that I referred leaving. But it's interesting. It's interesting. Yeah. Tell us down below who do you think will go on loan, who they're going to sign, what's going to happen at Chelsea.
I bet Pochettino signs, which it seems like he's going to. I bet James Ward-Prowse comes to Stamford Bridge.
What? Hey, that would be mad. I still think. I don't know though, Bretson. I think they need a better partner in crime for Enzo. Personally, I think so.
Well, yeah. I don't think you need a.
They need a defensive mid if Kante ain't staying.
They definitely need it, but that's not
Ugarte's
very clearly all they need. I'm just talking about a history here, but I don't see Pochettino coming in and signing Ugarte, right? And that is actually going to be, if you look at his transfer history, and I don't know how much Pochettino's had ownership over his transfer history, but he's pretty bad. Like, he's pretty bad if he had ownership over it. So really what it comes down to is this Avengers, team of Vivell and Stewart and some of these other guys, right, in the front office, whether or not they've actually got their head on straight and whether or not Todd Bowley is backed out of the whole process because they need to essentially see how Poch is going to play, and then they actually need to fill the ranks. You and I look at Ugarte and we say that, but I don't know, like, would Vivell, would these guys actually go for these particular people? I mean, all of us sat there, and every name they started, like, rattling off were like, oh, that's great, oh, that's great, oh, that's great, and then it just got to a point of absolute absurdity. And they're going to do it all over again.
You know why?
They're going to do it all over
You know why I don't agree? Because they signed André Santos for 15 million. So you're telling me they signed André Santos, they don't know about Ugarte? I don't agree with that.
No, I'm not saying that they don't know who he is, but they already signed Andre Santos. So now they're going to sign Ugarte, which essentially blocks Andre Santos.
No. Andre Santos is a box-to-box 8. Ugarte is a 6. Defensive mid. Different roles. Okay. I think.
It's true. It's true. I mean, Ugarte can play.
No.
Okay. But he can.
Well,
he can.
I haven't seen him though.
No, but I mean, listen. I think a lot of what has been happening here is the actual. Pulisic, Ziyech. A lot of the people that they've been playing are the people that they were saying that were going to get kind of crowded out by these new signings. And now you've got these new signings, and all the players you just talked about leaving were the players that were not it's very, very confusing, and it's going to happen again. So I'm just confused as to how all of this, it's not going to happen in one transfer window, 100%. Right? We're in agreement, right? And there's not another 200, 300 million to throw around based on now everybody's eyes are on Bowley and on Chelsea when it comes to the transfer market, especially those that want to get them, the FFP watchdogs, if there are any, right? So do we really think that some big transfer kitty is coming in before they have to spend quite a bit of time selling these guys? I think it's going to be more of a net selling window for Chelsea this summer than it is going to be a buying window.
I agree. I agree once again. And I think they'll sign like 3-4 players and they'll sell all the players that I mentioned previously. But tell us down below, what do you think will happen at Chelsea? Do you believe Pulisic will stay like Bretson? Do you believe other players will stay at Chelsea? Sorry, yeah?
No, I don't agree Pulisic is staying. I think he needs to go. He needs to go wherever he can play. He's been, I think, there's quite a few players that have been mistreated now at Chelsea. But when it comes down to it, I agree that people absolutely need to leave. I just don't think it's as simple and as easy as you're making it out to be. I don't think there's going to be 7-8 players, exiting right away unless You know, they've got. Okay, all right.
I think so,
Well,
and even Thiago Silva too.
Let's find out.
Just want to say to the listeners too, when Pochettino went to PSG, he one of his first decisions was to let go of Thiago Silva. That happened. Yeah. Don't be surprised if it happens once again. I don't want it to happen because he's got one more year left. He extended, but it could happen. Let's wait and see. Tell us down below what you think will happen at Chelsea. And if you're listening until the end, it means you like our content. So smash that like button and subscribe to FC Wonder Kid.
Do your part. Help out FC Wonder Kid. Please subscribe and like this video.